You are live. Wonderful stuff. Yeah, after last week's trying to get sorted, we're going with we're starting a few minutes early, but looks like it's worked. From last week's first. Well, first of all, I learned that this laptop I'm borrowing at the moment is bloody touchscreen, so I don't even need to use the little mouse. I can just do this. Second thing I've learned is my connection is still unstable. This has just come up, but yeah, I did that a couple of times last week, and it seems to. Yeah, so this will immediately. There's when I look at my channel, there's an uploads and a watch one of these and miss for whatever reason. You can just go to page, and after a couple of some it's gone out too. So yeah, just wait around. If you're watching one of these, you might want to skip 40 minutes because it's me on my own just for more. I've been, when people join, they might ask questions, and I might have to repeat myself. Yeah, I've learned a fair bit this week of these little posts and these YouTube live things. I've had a chat with a few people about like where I kind of would like it to go, but at the end of the day, just you can only do so much. But this time I've shared it to Andy's Man Club, our private group. So I don't know if anyone from that's going to hop on. I had a chat, weekly session on Monday. Zoom, not Zoom. Was it Google Meet, Google Chat, Google something, and that was good. And yeah, so let's see how it goes week from week. But I'm enjoying it, and I think it's better than the vlogs. Doing a vlog, well, it is just I like it being a weekly thing. I have said when I've talked about it with the people privately, like Thursday at 9 is a good time for me, but like if anyone would say in private on this chat that they find another time, like if it's for beta, like anyone with kids or whatever would prefer it to be like 8, 9 or 7, 8 or something, like I'd have no real reason for this time, just works for me nicely. But yeah, I'd happily move it to another time or one day. But kind of my thinking was that if this is still enjoyable as lockdown is up, like I would want to keep doing it. And so yeah, things like now you could probably get away with doing it on a Friday or a Saturday night, because people ain't going to be going out. But yeah, if in the future, if I carry on and it does go lockdown, then yeah, that would be not a very good time, because obviously you're not going to talk everything to a lot of people because they'll all be out, or most of it anyway. Just a difficult day for people. So Thursday at 9 works good for me. These birds are chirping so much. I don't know if I'm on this, but yeah, really loud, very early in the morning. Again, I had what would be some of you will hate me for this, but like a semi-normal sleep pattern, going back to some kind of normality. I've been really bad recently, like not going to bed till like 7 o'clock, and that's not for any particular reason. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere, but it's just slowly creeped into that. Waking up at a couple of times, I've woken up at like bloody 3:30. I do alarms, obviously, but you know, if there's not to be doing, sometimes it's just very easy to press that snooze button and go back to sleep. But yeah, last night did slept from like 4 till 12. Woke up at midday today, which, as I say, if you're a working Joe, you hate, but that's better for me. Hey, Jess. Sorry, it was participants, not chat. You're doing this here and you talk so good voice, but bases like this are really important too. Yeah, you know, I don't know anyone else that does anything like this apart from the aforementioned avocado in America. So I'm sure there are floating about on YouTube, but yeah, just anyone come on and be able to talk about whatever they will, but like only as this, if this grows, more people watch, then like would that start becoming a thing? I think, because otherwise it's just you're saying 10 or 15 or whatever so people coming on with you for an hour. So yeah, the best time I've shared it with Andy's Man Club. Next time I might ask other people. One of my sisters said she'd happily share it on her Twitter or something. Maybe I might ask a few people to share it just so that it's out there a bit more. But you know, only in week 2, so not too fussed. I need to message you about Voyager as well. I need to get back to you about that. I will do. Glad you finally made it on. I'll give you a list of my favourite episodes. I know you're going to watch it all the way through, but I have had 2 people previously over the last year ask me for the best the Next Generation episodes, so they know which ones to have to avoid. Yeah, which is kind of interesting a bit, because there are some, there's some really bad episodes, but in a weird way, it's good to see them. To like the famous one in The Next Generation, for all of you that don't know, is like the 3rd episode of the 1st season. They meet an alien race, which is I don't know. It's hard to explain, really. They're not like out and out portrayed in a bad way, but it's very kind of it's very tribal, like, and it's a head guy, and all the men are valued more than the women, and like the women have to do a fight for the men, where they gets to like be the head guys. Most of the cast seem to have known it was a good idea, from what I've read up at the time, that it was an idea. But you know, it's like you've got a part in Star Trek, which is, even then, with Next Generation being only the 2nd TV series, it's still like a huge opportunity. So you're not really going to rock the boat, or like, yeah. So I actually tell people to watch that, because it's kind of interesting. 89 when it first started. Dull, but really need watching. So, and started at 9 as well. That's a good thing for this. Sorted it out. It's so daft. It's just where there's on my screen where the sort of chat box is when you go to start this up. The go live button is like behind it, and it was just taking me ages to sort of like, you can't get rid of the chat. So you can change it to like participants, or to see who's on, or the chat to see what we're saying, but yeah, it can't disappear, and the go live button was behind it. So last week was just taking ages, and yeah, just rather than thinking about it, I just kept like starting up new streams to see what would work. And at the end of the day, there's a tiny little scroll bar at the bottom, which if you scroll right would bring up, get the go live button into place. So learning, but yeah, got started fine this time, a couple of minutes early. So now I know for accurate starts next time, and also it means people can use the stream that the link that I put on, rather than like having to put on another link later on. But it's good. But yeah, people here, come on, talk, shout, let me know you're here. Throw some questions my way, or what have you. Anything you want to know, I want to talk about, anything goes. In Andy's Man Club, they have again. I'm always very careful about what I say, because I don't. It is what we talk about should be strictly in there, but I don't think it's out of order to say. So they have a rule that it's just no politics, no religion, and no medication. I think that's generally good, a good kind of thing. So yeah, if anyone starts getting on those subjects, I'll probably just stay away from that, because yeah, again, medication is more for that group, and I don't know anything about it, so I won't be able to offer any kind of advice on that. Politics and religion privately, yes, I talk about those subjects for days, but it's just not worth it, really. Don't want to get into like an argument over what policies people like, or their political allegiances or religious beliefs. Or we're on a nice Jack and Coke, which did have ice, but it's very warm outside. Something that's good, if you don't know. So my sister, for my birthday, got us a load of Saltaire brewery bottles. You know, you can, even though under lockdown, you can get deliveries and organise deliveries for people. So yeah, got a box of 12 of 6. I'm trying to think the best one. Can't go wrong with Saltland. There was one called Unity that was really nice. There was one called Titus that was really good. But the favourite one, what was it called? It was a basic New Zealand pale ale. It's obviously like an IPA, but from New Zealand. I don't know exactly what part makes it from New Zealand, if they bought certain ingredients over, or if it was just because South Island, New South Island, or South Island, because New Zealand has North and the South Island. Yeah, that was amazing. That was definitely the best one out of the lot. So I thoroughly recommend. And yeah, once lockdown's over and we can go to Saltaire Brewery and have a drink on the tables outside. North Island, South Island, New Zealand Pale Ale is definitely the ticket. I can see like check here. So I can see it shows me how many people have tuned in as a total, but that's not how many people are in right now. So five people so far have come on and on or what have you. and then I can see the current participants and I can see who likes it. Just checking, make sure. Yep, good. If I get a message, make sure it's not someone saying can't get on feed for whatever reason. Hey guys, how are we doing? Hello, Yellow Smarty, good to see you. Good to speak to you. How are you doing? Really spoken to either of you much over lockdown, so let me know. How are you doing? What have you been up to? Yeah, I always find things on laptop than on the phone. Just, you know, bigger and that. I had the Google chat we do with Andy's Man Club. I do on the laptop, but shortly before the old laptop said bye bye and had to go smashy. I went back on for the end of the meeting on the phone, and it's just difficult. Like even on chats, when I have them with people, like, you know, I think most people by now have done one of these chats where it'll just whoever's talking, whoever's making the most noise, go to their video. But I always think it's prefer if you can see everyone, just, you know, because you don't want to miss anything. So people like can make a funny reference or face or just something that's funny, but because they're not the one person that's speaking loudly at that point, you miss it. So yeah, I prefer multi-view. Always the best for me. Going a bit doolally occasionally, but okay. Yes, well, that's lockdown. So this, yes, it had to go smashy. It had to end. It was not good. Had it been a more expensive laptop, it probably would have survived a little bit longer. But it wasn't too much. So yeah, it had to die. The Rocky IV. Terrible lack of movie knowledge. What is the quote? If he dies, he dies. If it dies, it dies, and it had to die. Yeah, 6 people you can meet with from next Monday. As far as I'm aware, it's has to be outside, so has to be 2 meters apart. But you know, that's kind of that's nice. I don't know if that applies to if like outside in your home counts. I guess it must do because that's still outside. So yeah, nice to go around to anyone who's got a garden. You know, a few people go and sit far apart that can still chat. Be really good. So it's getting there, slowly but surely. I think see how that goes for a week or two, and then maybe I can ease restrictions even more. How are you doing, Sean? So work-wise, because I know you did a lot of drumming for work. So how's that been recently? Have you been doing video lessons or video lesson or how have you kept going? Yeah, some people don't. It's that thing, but I keep saying it's what we need to do. It's very simple. Some people just don't seem to get it. I saw it's been an income just to replace smashed laptops and tablets. Good. Glad work's going well. Anyone else, of course, please jump in. Yeah, I won't go into my current situation really, unless anyone is. What was I going to say? Yeah, just I've mentioned before about like going off Facebook for other reasons, but honestly, they're still doing this. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. some people in worse situations than others, but yeah, like well, obviously mentioned the name, but I saw someone saying about I opened my shop, and it's like, you know, I mean, we could get into the plethora of reasons why they're completely different. A small business, obviously, the same as a multi-billion-pound sports league. So that would be the first issue that you have there. And yeah, it's a lot easier to maintain social distancing things with the footballers when they go training. It's a lot easier, but when you've got people in your work, you know, if you're a barber or a tattooist or all these things where just it's close quarters, and yeah, just it's really not a good idea. And then everyone's always so uppity about like, oh, it's all about me, and just still people don't seem to understand like it's not you, it's the 70-year-old people that you could very easily infect if you get infected, and then they have not got a very good chance of surviving if they get it. So yeah, don't be stupid, don't be selfish, just stick with it, stop complaining. We'll all get there in the end. You know, we're getting there now. Easing up that little restriction is good. We will slowly get there. I'm finding being a bit of a hermit comes naturally to me. For me, the struggle is continuing to do the allowed outside the house stuff when I have a good excuse to stay home. Yeah, I have mentioned before, I'm quite happy, you know, doing all the things I need to do can be done at home. Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to get outside now, thankfully, like just going for walks or exercise or go to see Penny, or yeah, very easy to do, not going to be risking anyone. So yeah, could be a lot worse. Like if going outside was not an option, that would be really, really terrible. But yeah, God, I'm in the nicest way possible. Like, I'm glad this is happening with this coronavirus, which you know, doesn't really affect as many people as a horrible deadly virus could do. But God, imagine if this was like World War. Imagine all the people now on social media like living through the Blitz in World War II, just like complaining, "Oh, can't get enough bread. Oh, this is crap." Oh, just like, honestly, it'd be terrible. Yeah, income's bad. I mean, I don't know. I'm in my position, and I don't have to, yeah, as everyone may or may not know, I'm with parents at the moment. So, yeah, things such as the massive expenditures that come with living or renting your own place, I'm not well to talk about. Yeah, you just go with basically changing it or going through or having to cut out of a business and go privately because it will get them more income. Yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. You got to do what's best for you. So if you know, I don't think anyone can argue really. At these times, you got to lend your partner, family, anything else. So yeah, you got to do. I don't think anyone will fault you for it really. So yeah, feel for you, Sean. But as I say, we'll keep going. Hopefully, we'll get out there. It's funny with who was it now? Yeah, someone I know is in like a so this is obviously not work, it's more of a kind of like social thing, like a group where people talk about well again, I won't go into the details, but just like, yeah, you know, just imagine any kind of group setting that you're up for, like I have Andy's Man Club, or you know, like a local group or something like that. Like with these restrictions, like being able to go to the park or go outside, have meetings outside, will be good. We'd never normally do that, but because these are it's either do it online on your computer, or if you've got few enough people, you can like go outside and have a meeting or talk about whatever it is that you do. So there is that. Get outside more while it's still hot, because it's Britain and it could change at any moment. We could get a fortnight of rain any second, so to enjoy it. That is all that matters. I'll take advantage of the touch screen. This, and then go back. That's it. There we go. Put that down. Stop messing around with it. I've always had problems with internet, but not so much recently. But yeah, it does come up on my screen a couple of times throughout this that it goes unstable, but it's sort of fleetingly for a few seconds, and then once then comes back on, works fine. It doesn't seem like anyone's getting cut out of the event, so that's okay. Anything else people want to talk about? Anything except for politics and religion. Politics would be a very easy one to glitch a bit, but not for long. Good. Yeah, politics is one that could be talked about heavily. I could definitely fill the last half an hour talking about that, but we won't do that. It just goes on for too long. I will say that one thing I have found difficult now, I've completed, I can't watch because of my situation, which most of you know by now. I tried to watch so like something set in a hospital. Scrubs, even though it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time, like I just can't really get a hand in it. And last night I thought about those of you who know the show might see where this is going very quickly. House, so that was one series that I've watched once all the way through, and I really enjoyed it. This would be about, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. And yeah, I just kind of thought, well, that would be good to get again. Obviously, Hugh Laurie is the producer director said after he finished, said, "See, this is the kind of American guy I want running my show," and had no idea that Hugh Laurie was British because I didn't sing accent. But yeah, so I thought, well, he's kind of like me at the moment. He's a bit arsey. He, as I just thought it'd be a good thing to start watching. I could get past the sixth and the episode after that. So it goes like pilot 1, 2. Then the third episode is starts off with a newly born baby having some awful thing happen to it, and it was like I just immediately pause. And Jess, who's on here, even series like the TV shows of all time, probably my favorite TV show of all time, if I was doing a ranking list, there's an episode in that where Data makes their daughter. Can't watch that. There's an episode of DS9 where like Miles O'Brien's daughter goes missing, falls for a vortex or something daft like that. That was a weird one. And Voyager. So Voyager's the last one I've been rewatching. Next Generation, I've seen all the episodes, even the ones that are shit. I've definitely seen them like twice, maybe 3 times. But this one of those ones where I seem to have missed a couple. So it's been good seeing the episodes of your favourite of a great show that you haven't seen before. And yeah, so as I say, I was saying to Jess before, there's one where the doctor, I can't be bothered going into all the details because it would take a lot of time to explain. So if you don't understand anything what I'm saying, it's all right, you'll get it anyway. So the doctor, who is a hologram, decides to make a holographic family, but when the other people see it, they realize that it's like too perfect. It's just, he never has any problems. It's just perfect. Well, change the algorithms or what have you to make it more interesting. So the son like starts hanging around with teenage Klingons and going off the tracks, and the wife starts getting fed up with having to like stay home a lot, things like that. And at the end of it, daughter dies. There's an accident playing some sport, and it's just, and he like leaves, but then the crew persuade him like, oh, it's real, in real life we can't leave a situation, we have to deal with it, so let him go back in. Awful, really awful. Yeah, so many things, even like with not TV shows and films, like just yeah, so many things, like the stupidest things, like McCoy's crisps. I used to love cheddar and onion steak, whatever. But they were like what Penny would always snack on. I haven't had one since. Don't get them anymore. Those things. But I don't want to turn this into. This is still like for you guys. So that's just me getting that off my chest. So yeah, trying to find shows. What have I been watching? Hell's Kitchen. A sucker. It's all the same. It's very formulaic. It's the same phrases every time. It's the same. Like at the end when he's got to kick someone off every episode. It's very, very similar formula, but yeah, I just buzz off of it. I really like it. I'm going through Voyager, being careful with the episodes. Broad City is on Amazon Prime. Very, very funny show. There was one more as well. What was the other one? Great viewing. No, that's about it. I also have been going through like just watching. I don't know. I don't want to commit to so many different things. Like starting so many shows, because again, I'm very kind of OCD with it, and it's like if I start, I want to watch all of them. So, but what I've been doing, which I thought has been really cool for me, is like just watching episodes that I remember from certain TV series. So like Buffy, yeah, I couldn't go for all of it, but there's a few episodes. The one with the silent guys, like I always remember that one being like kind of scary, like in a good episode. There was an X-Files where like there was a fluke, I think they called it. It was like a monster like that lives in the sewers and kill people and stuff. So they had to investigate that. So just like rather than committing to Lost, like a few episodes of Lost. Yeah, I've watched Lost. I've gone through Lost twice, so I can't be asked to go for it for a third time. But yeah, there's certain episodes. The one where Charlie dies at the end with the hand, like it's not so and so's, but yeah, just really picking out some favorites. What have you guys been watching that you really like? I got a few good podcast recommendations last week that I've listened to, so yeah, that was really good. Happy to try anything that people have been watching. There's certain ones that obviously like just don't click, whatever, that's fine. But yeah, what are you watching if you have the time? X-Files. My struggle at the moment is anxiety. I'm trying to spend some time every day noticing the physical symptoms of anxiety. Playing guitar and painting rocks both help when I feel anxious. Yes. So I had a bit of a bad sort of. It wasn't like as compared to the ones I used to have, but I had quite an anxious moment. So I was able to stop. Not just be, and yeah, I always find just like a cup of, that's what works for you. I know there's that thing of like, so trying to it's like 5 things, think about 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can smell, something like that. I think that's good, but I think that works better when you're somewhere that is not, that you're not used to, like if you're out in public somewhere, train station or what have you. But when you're in, well, I find, because I was in my own home when this happened, like that wasn't really going to work. So yeah, what works for me is just going to get a cup of tea, nice cup of tea. Sometimes just as if it's like not a normal tea, so like if it's an Earl Grey or an infused tea of something, just sitting and smelling it really helps. And yeah, making something to eat, distracting my attention, basically. I know that's always a lot easier to say. Sometimes, like an anxiety, panic attack can floor you, whatever you're trying to do. But yeah, if you can try and do something to distract yourself, yeah, making a brew always seems to work for me. I was trying to chill out. Criminal podcasts. It's so well put together and narrated. So I'm assuming, Sean, it's just called Criminal. Is that right? Don't think I've heard of that one. Oh, great! All the way. Can never remember the thing that's in it, like the orange kind of extract. It's not bitumen. But yeah, whatever it is, I know that make it really nice. It's very good. I've been watching more YouTube than anything. I don't seem to be in the movie scripted stuff of that. Also, the Golden Girls. I know you love Golden Girls. Very famous Ben for his love of Golden Girls. I'm not about Golden Girls, I have to say. Yeah, YouTube definitely. Absolute. I've mentioned before my thing about battle rap that's going on at the moment. It's round for round thing they're doing, because it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to do Bergamot. That's the one. Thank you, Jess. Bergamot. Yeah, that takes like 45 minutes to an hour, so that wastes a fair bit of time. And yeah, What Culture, very good. There's a lot of YouTube sites that do these random top 10s and what have you, but What Culture kind of do like some funny games as well. They've got a thing at the moment where they, like, the different channels are battling each other over Zoom to like get to a grand final, and the questions are great. So they just, Ben, you do it sometimes on your quizzes, and I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but that thing where you ask a question where there'll be so many answers and everyone says one answer and you go around until people can't remember characters in appearances, which was fantastic. So yeah, obviously, like, you get the Simpsons out of the way and then you have Monty Burns and people like that, but just gradually as people were getting knocked off, it was becoming really difficult. And yeah, some absolute bangers of answers came out there, like having to trying to remember what's the geeky kid, like, not Martin Prince, but like, is it Waylon? No, not Waylon Smithers. There's a little kid in the Tenable. Thank you. What's his name? But yeah, you know what I mean. There's that one other kid. There's Bart Lisa, Martin Prince, Jimbo Jones, the other bully, and then there's like a weedy kid. And yeah, just that's really funny. And they obviously take a lot of time. Got to about the day. Yeah, it's a variation of Tenable. My TV recommendation is High Maintenance, following a fictional weed dealer around New York and getting a glimpse of the lives of the customers. Yeah, most shows, I think, in No, not Millhouse. No, it's like yeah, he doesn't have glasses. He's just like a weedy blooming kid. I don't want to just go on my phone. I don't want there to be just searching my phone trying to find an answer. So if and this is good for you guys because then you have to like try and remember. I'm sure it's a W. I'm sure it's not Wayland because that's one of those, but it's like a Waldo or something daft like that. But yeah, so Broad City that I mentioned earlier, that's set in New York. And there's a lot of most shows that are set in New York just tend to be good because you've got the advantage of just having this wonderful city which you can use even if the show's not great, just where it's set. There's so many places they can go, which is absolutely amazing. So High Maintenance, I don't know the one. Oh no, yeah, you've mentioned that before. Wendell, that's the one. Wendell, yeah. So he's like in the top 100 for appearances. Yeah, that's great question. Great question. Right, getting to the bottom of the barrel. Rainier Wolfcastle was on there. Yeah, some great answers. There was one. Yeah, another one that I liked. I think it's Modern Love, not Modern Family. There's a few TV shows with modern at the title, but I think pretty sure it's called Modern Love. So it's like 8 episodes. They got quite famous people in it. Your man from Slumdog Millionaires in one. Your Batgirl, she's in one. So yeah, that's very good. Again, for those of you that have seen it, first episode, woman pregnant as a daughter was a bit hard. So messaging a friend who I know had watched it to just double check that they're not all children related. Thankfully, all the others weren't. That was very good. Yeah, well done TV show. There's not any at the top of my head. The original Star Trek, that's another one that probably at some point, like I will give it a whole run through. But yeah, just going through the famous episodes that I know have been, that music and that scene has been parodied so many times. Great stuff. The one where he fights the Gorn. I think it's a Gorn or the Gorm. I think it's a Gorn. Again, really, really famous episodes. Yes, going through a few of those episodes. Good. And as previously mentioned last week, but we'll mention again, just for those that don't know, I just won't know about Let's Chat, Ben Baker's excellent podcast, just talking about doing random top 10s and just general, I want to say waffle, but I don't mean like waffle as in about nothingness. Like it's very much enjoyable, very enjoyable. Yeah, so that's about it for what I can think of podcasts and TV shows at the moment. But you guys are coming up with some good suggestions. Very useful to have friends to give you content warnings for TV. I like to get a warning if there'll be school or self-harm stuff in there. Yeah, IMDb is really good for that. And something else, but then yeah, they also just seem to have like an area for drug use as well, and then they seem to have like an area for just anything that might be triggering of any sort. So yeah, always check IMDb if you want to just be sure before watching something. Therefore, just finish editing the new one. It's all waffle, mate, with a side of ham. No shame. Yes, Alan. And all that. I need to change my bed sheets. I think I'm gonna do that after this. This is a while. Big old bed takes a long time to change. the duvet, but it's worth it because it's so comfortable. So comfortable. The music from Zach Outmade. So that's good. There's what's to watch? There's a proper daft channel about it's called Beard Meets Food, which is just a guy just eating food, to, going around the UK doing challenges. What was I saying? Great. No, I forgot what I'm going to say. That pearl of wisdom is now gone forever. Welcome. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it was a bit ago. Hot Shots Part Day, one of my favourite comedies of all time. For me, it's for those who haven't seen it, slapstick comedy. Lots of in jokes. It's very along the airplane sort of kind of thing. But for me, it's just funnier. Again, so many references and daft stuff. Rowan Atkinson makes an appearance. It's Charlie Sheen before he went mental. Probably the best in joke of all time. He's on a boat and writing something and it's narrating in the background, very Apocalypse Now kind of thing. And then Michael Sheen, his dad, is on a boat coming the other way and he's narrating. They both see each other and they get up and it's, I love you in Wall Street, because I love in Wall Street. Oh, yeah, probably my favourite reference in joke of all time. Yeah, Hot Shots Part Day. First one's all right. First one's more of so Hot Shots Part Day is probably sort of parodying war movies, but probably particularly Apocalypse Now. Hot Shots, the first one was more of that was on an aircraft carrier, so it's kind of more of a Top Gun kind of thing. Was Carrie Ells in that as well? I feel like he was. He's an actor that has been propping up in a lot of things I've been watching recently. It's called Kiss the Girls, and it's it's Morgan Freeman and Carrie Ells, and again quite a big cast. Brian Cox is in there, not Professor Brian Cox, the actor Brian Cox. I have a great Brian Cox story whenever anyone I will not do it here, but privately if anyone wants to know. A friend of mine, absolutely hilarious. But yeah, so it's the first film, and then Along Came a Spider was the sequel to that, and then a fair few years ago they tried a TV series based on, so it's the same, Morgan Freeman's in both of them playing this character, I forget his name, and then they did a TV series based on that character with a different actor playing him. That didn't run for very long. So yeah, that was a very decent showing. Still like Saw, still a big fan of Saw. Carrie Ells in that. And Robin Hood Men in Tights, Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. No, Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's definitely top 5. Probably, yeah. Hot Shots Part Day. Oh God, it's this. I don't know what this is, but it's not good. Robin Hood Men in Tights, Airplane, Hot Shots Part Day. Best 3 comedies of that type, in my opinion. There's not many other comedies I can off the top of my head think of that would be better than that. Call the Locksmith. What's really funny in Men in Tights? again, there's lots of stuff that is daft that shouldn't really be. A chew, a sneeze. Yeah, it's yeah. There's a lot of. Oh, well, I mean, Patrick Stewart as the king is, you can't beat that. A black sheriff worked in Saddles. Yeah, great film. Very, very funny. And Men in Tights, yes. Yeah, Men in Tights, of course, carry on. I haven't seen Men in Tights on any of the streaming services I watch, but I think most of the people on here have their own, have a lot of the streaming services, and if needs be, can get hold of something. It's too difficult, but I won't say anymore because I don't want YouTube to shut down after 2 episodes. Naked Gun. Again, it's very much in that kind of ilk. I think Nielsen has an appearance in Hot Shots Part Day, if I'm not mistaken. What was, Ben, you'll know if you're still there, that was it Police Squad that was before Naked Gun? Was that like the TV series? No, come on. Yellow Inconceivable is Princess Bride, which is, I see why you say it now because it's Carrie Ells film. Yes, very good. It's not the ones we're talking about, but absolutely begat the Naked Gun. Yeah, very good. That's right. And you're right. Oh, God, it's so warm. Yeah, Princess Bride, another brilliant. The whole which glasses the iocane powder in is one of the greatest scenes of all movie history. I just talking about. I just feel like Princess Bride is going to be one of those ones going to flipping remake. I can just see it and ruin. I can see it. Oh God, no, that feels. They do it with so many films, and it's really not good. You just can't beat an original. Just let it be what it is. You don't need to do it. Quiz I got the other day was how many times is Inconceivable in the script? I mean, he says it enough times for not Fezzik, is it? No, not Fezzik. It's for him to say, I do not think it means what you think it means. So I would definitely say, Inconceivable. Probably, because he doesn't really say it towards the end of the film. So probably, let's go 13 times. That would be my guess. I hope the answer. You've got to let us know. If anyone wants to guess really quickly before she gives us the answer, put your answers in the comments. Yeah, Spaceballs. That's top 5. Definitely. Yeah, there's top 5. We all know my personal proclivities towards the Alien franchise. So seeing John Hurt have an alien burst out his chest and not again, hilarious. Absolutely great. 12T. That's a good guess. Bet against me. I'll let the others guess too. No, Ben, you've seen the film. He definitely. Oh, scripted. Yeah, in the script, of course. Oh, too good. Yeah. It could be 0, and then he just thought about saying it loads of times. Oh, I feel like that's such a good answer, but they would have to insert it into the script so many times. I don't think that after the final draft they decided to put that in there. I think you need to give us the answer, Jess. I think we're dying to know. Not a trick, yeah. I think I go. So Sean says 12. I say 13. Ben says 10. We'll say he says 10 because that's got a 0 in the answer. It can't be less than 10. Inconceivable. 34. 5. No, it's not 5. That's ridiculous. Does he only say it 5 times? He could do, 5 times. Yeah, yeah. After the third time, they say, "I do not think it means what you think it means." Yeah, I can believe that. Princess Bride has what I believe is my dad's favourite scene of all time in any film, when they're breaking into the castle and the guy with the gate key, they get him against the barricade, and give us the gate key. He says, "I don't have a gate key," and he says, "Okay, Fezzik, tear his arms off." "Oh, you mean this gate key?" It's, again, so great, just really easy, but that's it. Princess Bride, so easy. Princess Bride, Labyrinth. I always throw Flight of the Navigator in there, but it's not as big. Yeah, those two definitely Cool Runnings. Those three, like the films that you've got to see. You have to see at some point. The sooner the better. The sooner the better. Yes. Love a film with Mel Smith, Peter Cook, and Andre the Giant. Yeah, Peter Cook's the my wage today, I think. That's if I'm right. Yeah, great cast. A script can be really bad, but if you've got a cast that can pull it off, then you're half there. That's what I love more than anything. Is I like a film where it's got a really good cast and maybe a few of those. Oh, I've seen it. He was good in so and so. What's he been in? What's his name? Yeah. But yeah, go on. Any other films you watch when you were younger? I've seen Dirty Dancing. I will never see Dirty Dancing. I just have no interest in it whatsoever. I would much rather Roadhouse. I'm afraid. Roadhouse. Gonna have to bring it to a close shortly. So yeah, just give me your favourite comedy film. You pick one film. It's on a desert island. Only one comedy film you can have. Would it be? Give me your answers before I shut this down. Yeah. For me, it's Hot Shots Part There. Tell me. Ben, Sean, Jess, and Zoe. I will not shut this down until you all give me an answer. Yeah, Full Monty, very good. Step Brothers, obviously you're a drummer, so yeah. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail I watched just a few days ago, and yeah, it's very easy to just get how many daft but amazingly hilarious moments are in there. Now, who can remember? So I'll give you one more. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is also a good shout. Again, not really. Steve Martin's not really done it for me. So just not really too much of a fan. So some of you know this because if anyone's seen any of the quizzes I did. So can you remember Monty Python and the Holy Grail? What its Hungarian name was? The film, when released in Hungary, had a very humorous title. I've mentioned it a couple of times, either talking or video chat or doing the quiz. So I'm just going to pull it up so that I remember exactly. I think it was Hungarian. Yes. Hungarian title of the Grail. I'll give 10 seconds. See if anyone can remember. So it was Galloping on Foot. That was Galloping on Foot. Is the Hungarian translation of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which makes sense. Although, yeah, galloping on foot, not on horseback. Okay, that will do for this week. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming on and watching, helping out, talking about random stuff. It's been a fun hour. I'm now gonna go and watch. Out of all of these, what am I gonna rewatch? I think I'm gonna watch Men in Tights. Find that somewhere and watch that. So good. Enjoy your evenings, and yeah, same time next week. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Have a good day tomorrow. Have a good weekend, and yeah, ciao for now.